Hey Math 3 students, this is Mr. Ring. Just wanted to, I know in live classes have been a little bit difficult, so here's your learning management system, Schoology. This is what it looks on my side, but I think pretty close to yours. Module 0 is our introduction. If you click on that, that was the intro week. So if you weren't there for the first couple days, there's your first assignments and tells you to turn them through the action item on this Google Documents. Due August 23rd, Sunday at 1 p.m. And these are the slides if you needed them. And then we're currently in this next module, I call module 1, which is factoring. And factoring is going to take us 2 weeks. So if you click on this, it has a folder in there. This is week number 2. So this is what I introduced today. So if you click on the factoring week number 2, this will have your week at a glance. So if you click on that, those are the slides. So if you click on that, that brings you to the slides that I presented today. Let me just quickly present those. The daily check and connect is for your attendance and gives you participation points. I will do those, I don't know, once a month or so. And remember, you can't make those up. We talked about today that I'm updating the Schoology assignments. First assignments are due on 8/23, and then in a class I talk about week number 2 at a glance. Get a calculator, prefer a graphing one, super helpful later. And then don't forget that live check-in with your second period teacher. And then also when I give you the check-in connect for Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's due by 2 p.m. We talked about campus wear and what you can do for school spirit. Those are the things that you could be wearing. And then also today we talked about, this is my schedule, and then the big announcement was office hours. I need to send out some kind of office hours so that you guys can drop in, ask any questions you might have. Hopefully this video will clarify most of those for you. I also created a one-pager. I need to figure out where to put that on your Schoology, but it's on my website, mrmathing.net, and under forms and documents. This kind of tells you all the classes I'm teaching, where to find your learning management system, your syllabus, and then pacing. Pacing is where you find the weeks, like week number. So today's week number 2, you're taking integrated 3, just click on that and you should find it. We also talked about this numbering system, which I think most teachers are trying to use. The purple, their first number to the left of the decimal, is the week number, so you don't get confused once things, a lot more things come out. And assignment numbers are the ones to the right, or in orange there. So right now I have put out these 5 assignments, and then that was last week, and then this 1 assignment for the 4 factoring worksheets. And then the last thing I wanted to show the class was this week at a glance. Kind of tells you what we're going to do for the rest of the week. Week number 2, our essential question is, how do you factor polynomials? And then basically the S is synchronous. In class, we introduced the factoring packet. And you can work on the asynchronous, the factoring packet, on Tuesday and Thursday. Wednesday, you're not going to have as much time. All of the classes are delivering these 6 mini lessons that are super helpful. And then on Friday, you have the factoring packet. I'm going to see if I can record all of these, but we'll see what happens. So what is a factoring packet? If you click on that, it brings you to a Google document. And this is essentially what you need to do. This is an overview. Don't have to really worry about that. It tells you the learning objectives and the 5 C's and how they're connected in our district. And this is really what you need. How do you do it? Make sure you're logged into your AUHSD Gmail account. To get full credit for each of the worksheets, you have to do 2 things. You have to complete the worksheet, and then when you do the quizzes, which are worksheets 3 and 4, they're old quizzes and tests, you have to do corrections. So I highly recommend click on this link right there to watch it. Basically, you need a complete sentence and redo the whole problem on the side, on the margin on the right. Again, this is also due on August 23rd, so you have 2 assignments due on Sunday by 1 p.m. for full credit. How do you do this? You can do the problems with me, or you can zoom ahead to kind of just check your answers. Some hints for you. This overview is like table of contents. Feel free to print it for your organization so that you can check it off that you've completed it. You don't have to. How do you do these worksheets? You can print them. You can just take a piece of notebook paper and write in it. And write down the problems. Make sure you label the top of your paper like worksheet number 1 and maybe the front side or the back side. Or you can make a copy of this and then do a PDF and then scribble on it with your tablet. So here are the 4 assignments. Let me try to do this a little bit more thoroughly. So I'm going to go through each one as if you were in class. Worksheet number 1 has both front and back. All the worksheets have front and back. And you can kind of cheat. This is what the end product looks like. This is what the factoring flowchart looks like. So where did I get that from? Well, in these blanks, you're going to have to copy it from these blue links. And if you click on them, you get an awesome video of Mr. Ng. And essentially what you need to do is you can see me go through the factoring flowchart. And I'm just going to write it out and you just basically copy it into that space right there. So all that I'm writing in this video, you copy into the space right there. Okay, super important for the next part. Let me zoom out here. The bottom has 6 problems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of these 6 problems, the directions right here tell you below are 6 examples. Complete at least 3. That means you need to pick any of these 3, and then you get 3 for credit, and then the other 3 are just extra examples. They're not extra credit. It just means if you don't get it, keep watching more. So what do? In this space below, there is no math problem, so you just click on it. Now, sorry, that one says until 2 minutes and 6 seconds, write both examples. So there must be 2 examples in there. So you click on it. 10-minute video here. How to find the greatest common factor. And I must have, this is someone else. So there's just 2 examples. 1, 2, and then you stop at 2 minutes there. So you do that for the front, and you also do that for the back, and that's worksheet number 1. So again, you can print it, copy this onto a piece of paper, or make a PDF and just write on that. So worksheets 1 and 2 are essentially the same thing, and once you don't have to do any corrections on those because you're just basically copying them. Okay. All right, what does an old quiz or test look like for my class? So if you click on, say, worksheet number 3, 3 and 4 are very similar, so I'm just going to go over 3. Click on it. Traditionally, if you're in my class, if I had enough paper, I like to print out my old quizzes and tests for my students with study guides. So basically, right here, you basically have a study guide. I want you to try it like a quiz or test, and that's the back side. You don't have to worry about that puzzle. I'll explain to you in the corrections. And then over here, so we can get over there. Why is there this space right here? So question number 10 you do over here. Question number 8 you do over there. But over there it says keep this space blank. This is for quiz and test corrections. Okay, and I already had a link for you to do quiz and test corrections. Okay, so basically if you don't know how to do that problem, you miss it, and then you watch my video. This video right here, and it's me explaining how to do that problem. So let's click on it and see if we can go over number 10. That's the same exact thing, right? I did this back in 2017, 500 views, and you can just skip ahead. See what I'm doing? You get to do the same thing. So you're like, I already know how to do the rest of that, but I don't know how to do question number 9, and you can just sit and watch me do that with explanations. Okay, so those are the 4 worksheets that are due. Bonus worksheet number 1, it's extra practice, not extra credit, and then it's broken into 2 videos there, so you just click on that. So what do you do when you're finished? You will need to turn in 1 link. Okay, 1 link. You can turn in a Google document, that has photos embedded into the Google document clearly showing the work and page numbers. Or you can take a bunch of pictures, put the pictures in a Google Drive folder that has all the assignments done, and then you just do a right click and you have that link. Okay? And then submit assignments in Schoology under assignments week number 2. So let me show you what this student did. They created a Google document and put a bunch of photos. So eventually we'll be working out of the Carnegie textbook, and this is how one student organized their information last year. Traditionally, you would come into class and copy down the game plans, and that's what this student had to do, and that's what they're showing. This is right before COVID-19 break. So they write that every day. Got the parents and them sign it. I'm not going to make you guys do that. And those are all the assignments they had to do. And then they cut and paste pictures of their work. So they had to do pages out of the textbook. Okay. And I'm just going to grade you out of 300 points, 600 points for each worksheet. 300 that you finish it and 300 for corrections. Right, anything else? So how do you actually turn in the assignment? You've completed it. You have this Google document, just like Nancy. Nancy was my president of Rebels for Christ last year. So Nancy would go to this assignment here, which I just showed you. And again, it's going to look different for you guys on your side. You guys are going to have at the bottom some like how to turn it in. It's going to ask you to turn in like links or something. And when you do that, that's where you're going to paste in your Google document. So for example, like if this was my Google document, you can do share. And then you want to make sure it's shared with anyone in the AUHSD. Okay, change this #1 mistake for electronic distance learning mistake in Mr. Ng's class right here. This is going to be very painful, and after a month, I will make it very painful for you. So just copy the link right there. It says link copied, and then when you need to paste it in, then you're there. Okay, hopefully that's everything you need to turn in week number 2, and pretty much every week's going to like this, so you're going to just get used to it. Hopefully this was helpful for you.